No, silence on set. I'm not allowed to make a sound. Hi everybody, I'm Kitt. This is my mom Apondi, and welcome back to another video. Today we are at MP Shah Hospital at the Village Market. They have an aesthetic clinic here, which is for physical therapy, a fully stocked pharmacy, COVID testing, a pediatrician, gynecologist, daycare suites where you come and you stay when you have a procedure done, optometry, which is an eye doctor basically, ophthalmology, which is run by the Lion's Eye Hospital.
Oh, they have the eye.
Yeah, they have a lab, cardiology clinics, x-rays, they have a theater, dentist, ultrasound. Literally, they have everything that you would need for a hospital here in one clinic. And it's very nice, spacious, well lit, right?
Yeah.
Mommy was walking around and saying it's such a good place.
Yeah.
This video is sponsored by MP Shah Hospital, and come to Village Market. There are no long queues. When we walked in, there was literally nobody waiting in queue.
We went straight to the reception.
Yeah, straight to the reception. There was nobody waiting. So come to Village Market for a more relaxing hospital visit.
Dignifying.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so today we are talking about the things that we wish we knew in our early 20s.
Yeah.
I'm 35. Mommy is 60.
I'm 60. I'm 60 this week, right? On the 15th.
Saturday.
On Saturday. It's Saturday.
Yeah. Last week.
No.
By the time this video is going up, it will be last week.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so my 20s was not a long time ago. Mommy's 20s was almost 4 decades.
Yes, like 40 years ago.
Mommy's 20s was more years than I've been alive.
Yes. Praise God.
Imagine.
Yes, isn't that awesome?
Wow.
Yeah, and amazing that you and I are then together now in this space.
Imagine.
Where our wisdom is together.
Imagine.
Yes. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
So these are some of the things that we wish we knew when we were in our early 20s.
Yes.
Enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's go.
Hatoni kila lanja bora nene smile mam na mamore konta. Emilia. Najua si deserve lakini unakwanga mu amazing. Our bongi on my behalf. I see your movie, I must.
Number 1, finances and investments. You go first. What do you wish you knew?
I wish I knew that when I got to the place where I earned 10,000 shillings, that I wouldn't be rich. And that
10,000 would pay for what?
Well, you know, it was just such a big goal,
right,
that it didn't look attainable at that particular time, because I was basically on a salary of about 2,000 and a little more.
What?
Yes.
A month?
Yes, and that was a government salary. And I mean, after all the deductions, I'd be taking home a take home of 1,000 and something, and it
okay,
was basically.
So was that rent or you had a place to stay?
Because I was a teacher,
right?
And
okay.
In my day, if you taught, especially in boarding schools, in those days the schools did provide
so
for you accommodation.
Food and accommodation.
It was food and accommodation, but then it's what bought you your lifestyle also.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have bought any chairs outside of the school furniture, that money had to come from that 1,800. And if you had any education school fees to pay for yourself to further your education, it had to come from there. Yes. So I mean, it was a struggle because it was also your fare, and so if you traveled anywhere, you tried to...
I mean, but fare was what, 5 shillings?
It was, but could you afford it? So, so I did a lot of, you know, your father and I did a lot of walking.
Right, yeah.
Yes, from the Nyabondo Plateau down to Sondu.
Then it's
then it's cheaper. Then you save some money. Then after that, you take the matatu on the main road to wherever you are going. Yeah, so you did have to save a lot of money. So it did seem like if one day I had 10,000 shillings, I would continue living my life with the 2,000 shillings and saving the extra 8,000. Well, I never did come around to that. So if I knew then what I know now, it would be that first of all, lifestyle changes with money. And that the more that you earn, the more that the context of your expenditure also changes. And where you were paying for matatu fare, you're now thinking fuel.
Uber.
You're now thinking Uber, yes? Yeah. So and you're now even thinking plane tickets, where that was completely out of my radar at that particular time. If I knew then I would have relaxed, and I'd have said I will relax and live life in abundance with what I've got, and just make sure that I have some savings and invest in and I think I'll talk about that one next after we hear yours, but I would invest in some passive income. Yeah, I'll come to that. Yeah.
I wish I knew that money does not equal value, does not equal your personal value. Because I've spent many a night worried about my own personal value. Because what my boyfriend is taking me out for a movie, you know, what can I bring to the table? My dad would always give us pocket money, and if we were going out on a date, he would press something into our hands and say, look, if he buys the movie ticket, you buy popcorn, buy something. Where are you going? For lunch. Here's money for your lunch. Yeah, or he said he'll pay. You pay. And he always said boys are taught to buy girls. So when he's paying for you, he thinks you owe him a kiss at the end of the date, you owe him another date, you owe him kindness, you owe him sweetness. I want you to be able to have a choice. That's what he told me. I want you to be able to have a choice when he asks for a kiss. You can choose yes or no. You don't feel like you are obligated because he paid for lunch.
Yes. So what do you wish you knew?
I wish I knew that the money that I have in my hand is not value, and the money that the guy is spending is not value.
Yes.
It's money. It's a means. It's not his value. It is not my value. It's nobody's value. There's no... Money does not have morality, it's good or bad, money or what. I wish I knew that. Then I would have spent less time worrying about him, worrying about me. Huh? I would have spent a lot less time worrying. Where am I going to get money? How can I make money in my young when I'm still going to school, you know?
Yes.
I would have spent a lot less time worrying.
Yeah. And
fitting in.
Yeah.
Hey, that value of fitting in. You see, you're going to school, and I went to USIU. And in USIU, there's students from all over the world. You're the same age, but you're from all over the world, all different walks of life. Some people are coming from money. So their pocket money is 10,000 a week, you know?
Yes.
And they are buying drinks and buying lunches and always have the good clothes, good shoes, blah, blah, blah. My pocket money was not that. It was not 10,000 a week.
And you even had to work to earn most of it.
I had to work. My parents were not just going to hand over some wad of cash at here is your money. No, there's no such thing. They're paying for accommodation, they're paying for school, they're paying for food. The rest is you, friend.
Jipange ama upangwe. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so feeling like, hey, am I with it? Am I in the in crowd? Still in university, just because of money.
Yeah. Well,
and investments?
On investments, if I knew then what I know now, I would have invested in passive income.
Yeah, passive income.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's income that gives back when you're not working.
When you're not working.
Yeah.
I would have bought property. I would have saved and bought property. I'd have even bought land. You know, because that's, for Kenyans, that's the most basic thing to invest in. That is not scary, and it's not having to support it financially every month. You know, you buy it and it sits there. Yes.
And it accrues value, in fact.
And it accrues value. So I would have saved enough. I didn't have much to save.
Yeah.
But
whatever you had, you could have.
Yes. Whatever somebody has, they can save from there. And that's why the market women nowadays, they save 10 bob a day. Or 20 bob a day.
Yeah.
And with that, they're able to end up with an income that's good enough to put into an investment.
Yes.
Yeah. So I could have done that if I knew what I now know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, the 20s are high life. Man, it's now. It's whatever. It's what you have now is what you're spending, you know.
Yeah, and you spend it all, and then
you're even
you're twiddling your thumbs at the end of the last days to the end of the month, and you're thinking, let it end so that I can go to the bank and at least have some money.
And what do you have to say about people right now, because people are entering the job market, I'm going to say it like that, but nobody wants a job. In this day and age, young people from 18 to 23 all want to be business owners, influencers. There's no value attached to having a 9-to-5, a job. And in fact, if you do have a job, it's kind of looked down on, like, I guess you're not creative, or I guess, you know, we have a chip. There's a chip on their shoulder. They're coming up very, very.
That's okay.
Shoulder chipped.
You know what I'm going to say about that, Kitt, is it's perfectly all right.
Yeah.
Income and how to earn it has changed through the ages.
Yeah.
And so young people now are getting off what was prescribed by my parents.
Yeah, get a job.
Yeah,
go up the
generation. The generation before that prescribed get a job, go off the ranks,
and stay in the same job 30 years, 40 years.
Yes, and then get a pension,
build something.
Yeah, and when I speak with that generation now, and I say, but I can. And even when I stopped working for civil service, and my father said, but you can't stop working for civil service, because he was a civil servant, and he said, because you'll get a pension. But nowadays, everybody gets a pension.
Everybody gets a pension.
Yeah, you pay your own pension.
It's literally your own pension.
It's literally your own pension. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Young people are farmers. They're doing things that my father's generation thought only the uneducated should be a farmer. Young people are the most amazing farmers right now. They are creating spaces. They are becoming employers and employing other people.
Right.
And
Right.
Yeah, so it's a job, it's an income. Why do I go to work? So that I can have an income. So nobody is is better than the other because of the way that they earn income.
Yeah.
If I wake up in the morning and I create, it's called gaming, isn't it?
Yes. The game, when you sit and create a game.
Kitu kama hiyo.
Or when you play a game.
Either.
Yeah. It's called game.
I could either create a game in the morning and earn an income from it, or play a game in the morning and earn an income from it. For heaven's sake, somebody else is getting up with a golf stick and earning an income from that game. And both of them are games. Somebody else is a runner and at a uni game. Because amekimbia sana, but what did they get from the end of that run? You know, or they climbed a mountain and what did they come down with? Snow. They didn't come down with anything. But they still get an income from it. So it's okay. Whatever
so
it is.
I mean, like, young people can just create their own income. There's no bad or good.
There's no bad or good income, and
I mean there is bad income, like with crime.
No, it can.
But we're not talking about that.
No, we are not talking about that. And like Martin, he keeps saying how his father kept telling him that whatever job you're doing, just be the best at it. Even if it means you're the one who is collecting garbage, be the best garbage collector. And people, the people who created
exclusive.
I mean, that for me is a brilliant person. And you know, I mean, people turn down their they're in the business of poop. Literally. And people at the beginning turned down their noses on that, but now they are going to State House. They're eating with the king because they're collecting the poop.
What do you wish you knew about relationship with parents and also toxic parents?
Okay, what I wish I knew about my relationship with my parents is that my parents did the very best with what they had to bring me up. And sometimes what they had was a great failure in terms of impact, in terms of how it affected my life, but it's all that they had.
They were doing their best.
They are doing their best, and sometimes their best is so little, but they know nothing better than that little. If I had known that in my 20s, I would have had so much more grace for myself, even when bringing up my own children, knowing that I'm doing my very best, and this child will turn out, and how they turn out, and how they turn out is one, especially left to the hands of Yahweh. They will turn out, and there's very little that I can do to turn them out any better than putting in my very best. And sometimes, like nowadays, I look back and I'm watching younger people bringing up their children in different ways. There's homeschooling, and I was an educator. I could easily have homeschooled my children, and I could go through regret if I decided to and say, I wish I had homeschooled my children. But I did the very best with what I knew then. And I school hoped you came from one education system to another, one school to another. You know, between your father and I, we felt nothing about moving you from one education system to another and holding you back from school when we felt it's not working. It's the best that we knew. You turned out.
I turned out. And then the way you educated us was also, it was, the school was supplementing your education. It wasn't the school is all the education we ever received.
Or academics was all the education.
No, you all pulled us out of school often.
Yes,
to go on holiday, to go on trips, to see the country. We've been to so much of the country. Places I'm like, you've never been to such and such? How do you mean? You know, because my parents just took us there and we learned about our country that way. So we didn't care too much about your missing school, because we kept on saying, will it affect their attaining a PhD one day if they want to attain a PhD? And we knew, if this child misses 2 weeks of school this term, so what? They're going to sit around the ocean and laugh
at clubs.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. And now, when we got to university, even Mitch is now in university, we are self-driven. Like, nobody is there with us. We're by ourselves. I was in USA, Utah. We was in Nairobi University, and then she went to Canada. So there's nobody there to help you, to drive you. You just drive yourself because you're like, I have to succeed. It's my job.
Yeah.
To be in class.
Yeah.
And I would just watch my classmates not be in class.
Wow.
At all. Not be in class at all. And then at the end of the semester, they failed the thing.
And their parents are paying for another term.
Can you believe it?
Okay. It's an expensive lifestyle. You know, wow. So you put the best. Yeah. What I've learned is that you put the best in what you put. And I now have come to the place where I don't hold my parents against anything that didn't work in my life, because I have the grace to acknowledge that they did the best with what they knew and how they were equipped.
Okay. And
they were only as equipped as they were equipped.
Yeah.
So even me, I'm as equipped as I'm as equipped. If you come out well, you come out lousy, because there's some good things about each person, some lousy things about each child that I brought up.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's how they've turned out. They'll sort it out in belly.
I wish I knew that you guys knew, and that you knew what you were saying, and it was for my benefit. And I wish I didn't kick and scream as much as I did, because even though I wasn't a problem child, I would still sneakily disagree and be like, I know better. But some of those things just turned to ash, whatever they were, that I knew better. I didn't know better. They knew better. They have the experience.
Really?
But when you were
you never come and told me that I knew better? Now you're saying it here.
Whatever. But when you're young, you think you know. You're different from what your parents were when they were young.
Yeah.
You're different.
I'm guilty. I mean, I thought I was different and that I knew.
You're not different. You're exactly the same.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And they're watching you thinking you're clever. Yes.
So some of the things that I was sneaking out, doing, hiding, I didn't need to go through that. I didn't need to hide. I didn't need to do that. I should have just accepted that you knew better. And I don't, you know what, I don't, one time you said, don't make these mistakes. Don't walk down this path because you see so and so, they've walked down this path. You see me, I've walked down this path. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't learn better from experience. That is a fallacy. That's a myth. You don't learn better
that
from
everybody
experience.
has to go through the
same experience, the same pain to learn. You don't have to. So once you see somebody has gone through the same thing and you're like, that's painful, you don't have to walk through the same path. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I wish I knew.
Maybe a lot of it has to do with parents never saying that I already walked that path.
Maybe.
So then the young person doesn't know that the parents actually walked that path.
Parents come out the perfect guys. They are perfect. They never failed. They were never
number last. Yeah. Actually,
they are perfect parents. You cannot live up to perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So, physical fitness.
Okay, I was very sporty.
Yeah.
And in college, I was captain of the basketball team.
But she was so short, Mama.
Yeah, no, I wasn't good at scoring. There were some other girls that were really good.
Okay,
at
so you're the
scoring.
center.
The
point guard.
Kitu kama hiyo. I mean, there's only 5 of you and you keep interchanging. And then there was Jane Phillips, who was even shorter than I. And she was an amazing basketball. I mean, when somebody's dribbling at your feet. You really can't get there because the ball passes between your feet, and in the shortest time it's gone to the one who scores. And so then we had one girl who was very good at scoring. So I played basketball and hockey on a daily basis, and I was an amazing a sporty person. And
Daddy said the first time he saw you, you were holding a hockey stick.
Yes, he was.
And your short shorts.
Yes.
Was it the hockey stick he saw?
I don't think so. I think it was the hot pants, but we are not going to, you're going to edit that part.
Now I won't, you know that, right?
Oh my. I can't unring that bell, can I?
No.
Yeah, no, but I mean, really, in my day, everybody wore those shorts.
Yeah.
They were really short. I mean, with your cheeks showing. Yes. So I was very sporty. And I was very skinny also. I was very thin. And I weighed 45. 45 kgs. And I thought that I was a thin person. Now I look back and I realize I was a thin person because I was a sporty person. And this year I'm 60. And I've been watching all kinds of WhatsApp clips that are going around about women who took up weightlifting at age 50, 60, and now are in their 90s, and they are gym instructors, they are weightlifters, their bones are really intact. And I'm thinking, if I knew then what I know now, I'd have continued being sporty, and maybe sports would have been part of who I continued to be. But I studied sports to be a sports teacher. I graduated from college, was a sports teacher, but didn't want to jump around in the field. I felt too old to jump around. I was all of 24. Too old to jump around.
With the students.
You jump and I watch.
And coach.
And coach. I coach standing on, sitting on the bleachers, really.
Sitting on the bleachers.
So if I knew then that what I know now, I would have continued being sporty. And that would have been a really healthy place to be at. What I do know now is that in 20 years, I'm not going to have this conversation.
You're going to be the fittest of your life.
I'm going to be the fittest in my age group. Because this week, I'm taking up sports. Not gym, I'm talking about sports. Yes.
Go, Mama. I'll be cheering you on.
You will, huh?
Yes, I will.
Then you'll bring it all back to the video and let the Joe video see it.
Yes, ma'am.
And you? What?
Whatever it is, I still know it. I knew it then, I know it now. I'm still physically fit.
You're still physically fit?
I'm physically fit. I work out every day.
Oh my.
Yeah, I ride bicycles, I lift weights.
You are so clever. So you keep going. So
I keep going.
Yes.
I just
because
inside I remain strong because I don't like that feeling of climbing up the stairs and panting.
Yes.
I don't like that feeling.
No.
I don't like that feeling of being out of breath. So I want to be able to climb up the stairs and just be on my feet. Easy.
In 25 years, remember this conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
What do I wish I knew about dating? I wish I knew that this guy is not heaven.
That's a nice one.
In fact, he might actually just be hell. He's not heaven. I'm not going to die from heartbreak. And even if I don't sleep with him, even if I do sleep with him, he'll still leave.
If he's leaving. Let's talk about heartbreak and sleeping with him. Let's just talk about that. Let's expound that thing.
Yeah.
Because that is a horrendous pit.
I don't know if you people are ready to hear this, but there is a very strong correlation between having sex with somebody and how hurt you are when they leave, when you're no longer together. But people fight that. People fight that notion and that concept. You fight it because you want to explore. You're an adult. You can be sexual if you want to. When you're alone and with your thoughts, you know there's something not quite right, and something hurts badly when you're no longer with somebody that you had sex with.
Yeah.
Breaking up with somebody that you never had sex with is painful, but in comparison,
yeah,
you're just like, whoa, that was nothing.
Yeah. And you watch people
killing. Yeah, I've watched.
Yeah.
I've watched people, you know, throwing up and being sick and depressed.
Yeah. And really needing professional help, huh?
Like, you loved the guy, granted.
Yeah, but what's this?
What is this?
yeah. It's extreme, and
especially in your early 20s, like you're just a teenager coming out of teenagehood, and now you're a young adult, 20, 21 there. You really need, I mean, for me and for my mom, abstinence really worked for us, because then we were not tied to people who we're not going to end up with.
Yeah. And I come from a very, very sexual generation of 20s. Yeah. And we've said it here before, on this platform, on this forum.
Free love, flower power.
Flower power, free love. Just make love, not war. Yes. Yeah. So
you're the generation that invented AIDS. Okay, you didn't invent it.
We did. I mean, we slept. It's like this generation has invented COVID by eating frogs and things and bats and things. My generation invented AIDS by just having sex. If it moved, you had sex with it, right? Yes, no, really. And just like I said before, I couldn't even confess to being a virgin.
Yeah.
In that environment, it was like, how weird are you?
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of animal are you? And so people, your generation are looking at their parents and thinking, oh, these parents are keeping us on the straight and narrow because they were on the straight and narrow.
They were not. No, in
Sorry, parents, I let it out.
Cut it out of the bag now.
Yeah.
And put it back in.
No, they were not on the straight and narrow.
Wow. So they know something we don't know.
They know something we don't know, but we are also the generation that recreated virginity.
Yeah, actually, it's true.
Yeah, because it was so bad.
Yeah,
it's really our generation was so ravaged that we had to look after the next generation. Yeah. So we recreated virginity for your generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that thing that Kitt has said about you've had sex with someone and they're leaving you.
Yeah. And you feel like
I don't know about men. But I've watched women go through such terror. I've watched my friends go through such terror, and the ones who weren't having sex with someone, I mean,
the breakup was very easy.
I had breakups, but before I got married.
It was very. I had breakups too.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's like
okay.
Yeah.
You kind of
a few tears and nini and a few beat down a little. Yeah. But until your head is not working.
And people, because we don't have anything to compare with, but people that I've spoken with, especially my friends, they say that the ones that they have slept with are much easier to break up with.
The ones they have slept with?
Oh, so not slept with.
The ones they have not slept with
are much easier to break up with than the ones they have slept with.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's almost like they're pulling away something. So we don't know how that works, but that's how it works.
That's how it works. Yeah. And what do you wish you knew about dating in terms of finances and lending boyfriends money, sharing, or living together? Let's talk living together.
No, living together, please. What I knew then is what I know now. So many years, 14 years later, I know you don't live together with somebody that you are not. It's not a marriage. Yeah, because now again, once again, from 40 years of observation, is that it can only go south. Yeah. You live with this person and you're wifing, he's husbanding, and you just feel like you're taking away from each other.
Yeah, and my friend says many men who live together with women don't husband. Yeah, the wife wives, the woman wives, and the husband. No, and the guy boyfriends.
But
and when it's time to go, our guy will just get up and go.
Yeah, because he had no other ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was looking for a housemate. Yeah.
And a housekeeper.
Yeah. So I do know that, you don't want to live with somebody who is... Ladies, you don't. Women, you don't want to live with somebody who is not your husband. No, let it go.
Yeah. Somebody had asked me once about women who build their boyfriends from scratch. Apparently it's called Bob the Builder. I've never heard that term before. This person introduced the term to me. You meet a guy, they're not earning that much, and you want to build them up. Somehow you lend them money for businesses, blah 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 blah. What I said to that was, you don't want to heavily invest in a man who is not your husband. You're not legally promised.
If you are, but even when you're married, it hardly comes back.
It does come back because you're building together for you.
Yes, there's that.
But when you're building a boyfriend, that guy owes you nothing.
Yeah, but why should he owe you anything?
He doesn't owe you anything.
And especially, I mean, really, why does he owe you anything?
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah.
And the money, he might never pay you back.
But so, why should he even pay you
how
back?
many boyfriends will you build? That was my final question. How many boyfriends will you build? Yes, you're building this one. If it doesn't work out, will you build the next one? If that one doesn't work, will you build the next one? It's exhausting. Build yourself, and when you do get into a marriage, build with that person.
Actually, Bobby the Builder.
Bobby.
I'm just talking to Bobby now. Don't build somebody who is not, you're not destined to, you're not good. I mean, this is not your husband.
Yeah.
Or your wife.
Yeah.
Because
or your wife. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways, because there are very many men who he pays school fees for someone.
Rent,
and then he hopes to marry her, but she moves on with somebody else, and then he's upset.
Yeah.
And I say, why are you upset? You invested something, you got something, and that's it. And maybe the promise or the idea was that you're going to get married, but where did you sign up?
Where did you sign the dotted line?
Yeah, so maybe you don't do it, and if you do it, just say, I did good, and be happy. I think that's the most that I can say.
Yeah, me too.
I can say about that.
Yeah. What do you wish you knew about marriage? Myths about sex, conflict in your early 20s?
Well, I wish I knew that sex was something that was learned, and that there was.
It's not something you know.
It's not something that you already know, and it's not something that your husband already knows, because you're already different. You're different. You're two different people, and you're only just getting together to begin to learn. So in your 20s, those are learning years, figuring out what
works.
What works. So that's something that I would say to any 20s who are getting married. Don't expect too much from a guy, because especially if his sex notions have been provided by pornography or by his boyfriends who are speaking all kinds of crap.
And I wish I knew that sex was not a performance.
Yes.
And that I'm not on stage.
Yes.
And I have to be a certain way.
Yes.
For it to be enjoyable.
Yes.
And especially for him. I wish I knew sex was for me.
Yes. Yeah.
That is
and that
something
you're not just created to serve his
sexual needs.
And that you are not created as a sexual.
I am created as a
sexual being.
Yes.
Yes.
But I wish I just knew that.
Yes.
And then it would have saved a lot of time. I mean, I still got there in the end.
Yes.
And we have a sexual health video. So I'll just link it down below. But I wish from the beginning it would have saved a lot of time.
Exactly.
And energy. Trying to figure it out. Acrobatics. You know, sounds and
sound effects
and
yes. Yeah. And also the belief that women are not as sexual as men is a myth.
That's a myth.
It's a huge myth.
It is a myth.
And because of that myth, a lot of women are locked up in the space of if I do not enjoy it, it's because I am not a sexual being. But it's just because you haven't found you haven't found your space when it comes to sex and sexuality, your personal sexuality.
Absolutely. What about conflict?
Well, I wish I knew that conflict is something that will happen even if we are best friends.
Irregardless.
Irregardless. I wish I knew that conflict would be happening, and that I won't die.
You won't die
in the process of the conflict arising between the two of us. And that we needed to have agreed before even getting married on conflict guidelines.
Now you see, because you knew that, I knew that, so we already were there.
So because
we had already agreed,
and because your father and I coached you and Martin to develop agreements. Yes.
But you know what I wish I knew?
That
we would fight about the same thing many times.
So you're surprised that the same thing is arising over and over again. And that you are not fully equipped to solve it.
And I'm just like, we're here again. And that's part of the conflict. We're here again.
Yes.
And I wish I knew that. I would be prepared and I'd be like, we're here again.
I've been to this junction.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I know this. We're here again. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But what the anger was, we're here again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the annoying thing is you thinking we are here again. Sometimes the annoying thing is, why is he thinking we are here again?
We've never been, not even of course, or we've never been here again.
Yeah, you're thinking we've never been here again. Before. So even the experience of reaching that junction is sometimes it's him at the junction and sometimes it's me at the junction.
Absolutely. And it's okay.
And it's okay. Arrive at the place where you know the junction.
We're here again.
Yes.
Okay. What do you wish you knew about friends?
I wish I knew that the friends that I had in my youth were not necessarily going to journey with me into my 60s.
It's okay to have friends at certain points in your life.
Yes.
And then you grow in different directions.
If at all. Sometimes you just traveled to a different country and you lost touch.
Absolutely.
And it's okay.
But people use the word, I outgrew that friendship, which I find like that you've attached a moral issue.
It is very moral,
right?
Yeah.
Like the friendship is judgmental. Like the friendship was childish.
Yes.
I have now outgrown it. I don't find that
it's not honoring. No.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's not a judgment. The friendship was not childish. You just grew in different directions.
Yeah.
You lost touch. You know.
Lost. We are no longer traveling the same path when it comes to interest.
Yeah.
I'm a poet. You are a fine artist.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm hanging out with my poetry crowd.
Poetry crowd.
And you're hanging out with your fine art crowd.
And when we meet, we talk
We talk and
about
we laugh.
our different
Yes,
whatever,
yeah.
but we're no longer that tight.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
I have friends, Kitt. I don't have too many friends, but I have friends that I call friends in waiting. And my friends in waiting are people that I haven't seen for years, that I love. I don't bother them by texting them.
Hi, how are you today?
Oh, no.
Morning.
Please.
Happy Sabbath.
Got away. Just, yeah, I'm sorry, but get out of my life already. Yeah. So, and then they're not bothering me either.
Yes.
Then one day we suddenly bump into each other.
Yeah, and then you talk for 4 hours.
Of course, and we go for tea, and we plan a retreat and go out for the night and stay with each other and laugh. Tunapendana hivyo. And then suddenly we disappear and we never do guilt. We don't do a too many tupa. We don't do that thing. We don't do that thing at home. Yeah, umeni tupa is not anything that we use, because in the space in which I was not reaching to you, I didn't need you, you didn't need me, we didn't need that space. That's not what our lives were doing for each other.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right.
So should I be like a smear on you because you're my friend and you're a smear on me?
Then you get tired, then you stop being friends.
Yeah, because then you are taking away my energy, and you're eating me and I'm eating you. No, how boring. Just go away.
Yeah.
So I reach you when we need each other. Yeah, but before that, I don't need you, you don't need me. There's nothing to laugh about, there's nothing to cry over.
We're fine.
So one of my friends in waiting, suddenly I was told she was sick, very sick. And I reached to her. And she came and she lived with me in my house because I was taking care of her. And and she was my friend in waiting, But in her last days, she was in my life because I was taking care of her, and you know, she passed on. But I was able to take care of her. But we hadn't been in each other's lives for years and years on end, and it's perfectly all right. She didn't need me and I didn't need her, but when we needed each other, we were there in the last days, and that's it.
And you guys ask me, what do I do about a friend who doesn't want to talk to me? I'm so hurt. Yeah, I mean, that's life. That friend has broken up with you, because friends can break up with you. So that friend has broken up with you.
But why do you
they're
need
ghosting
them?
you? No, because you still love them. You think that you see, in young people, friendship is being in each other's lives, right? And now your friend doesn't want to talk to you. What do you do?
Oh God, did you hear my question? I asked it from age 60. What do you need them for?
You need them. 20-year-olds need friends, please. Where are you going? You can't go by yourself.
Oh God, I believe you. Yeah.
So make new friends. And that one is over.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Last
and
one.
bless you.
And bless you. Last one. What do you wish you knew about sibling relationship, sibling rivalry, and relating with your brothers and sisters when you were in your 20s? And somebody asked
almost
because
the same way exactly.
Yeah, but that's you, right?
8 years. I mean,
we don't have, we are not polygamous, and we don't have other step siblings, but people do have step siblings, and they're wondering how to relate with their siblings.
Okay.
And what you wish you knew about sibling relationships.
Okay. I can respond to that from a place of theory almost.
Because we don't have the experience.
My experience is I had 8 siblings. I mean, there's 8 of us. And we've related intimately to a great extent with each other.
And you know, people ask me, how are you guys so close? How do you do that? And I'm like, I didn't invent it. I was born into it.
Because it was already happening.
So we're kind of just doing what we know.
And
that's why now our children are close. You see, we're continuing it.
My mother and her siblings, my father and his siblings, same. So I didn't invent it either.
Correct.
I'm just continuing. Yeah, but what I do know is that some of us traveled very closely the Christian path with Christ, and I do know that if I knew then, I would have held my siblings' hand closer. Yes.
If you knew the ones that might
have gone in a direction that wasn't as intimate and it harmed them. Yeah. Now I see so many years later that they got harmed. I did not know that. You say, oh, but they're making that choice. Yeah, I would have held their hand closer. Yeah. Yes. So that one. On the one with the step siblings, what I do know now is that your personal duty is to be bigger than your step siblings and to be the peacemaker and the one who creates intimacy in a family. I know that in many families there's somebody who's always thinking, but they're not doing and they're not reaching out.
Why am I always the one?
Or why am I expected to? Not even being the one.
So you're not even doing it.
You're not even doing it because you expect somebody else to do it, especially somebody older. In families, you're expecting older people to take on particular roles, and especially traditional roles. My big brother should. Yeah? And so my message is, what I do know for sure, that Yahweh doesn't work with big brother.
And you know what? This also applies to people who are not step siblings.
To everybody.
This applies to everybody.
Yahweh doesn't work with big brother. Yahweh holds you to account.
If you want a relationship with your siblings, you foster the relationship with your siblings.
You must. You must.
Not them, it's you. Yeah. So you can't sit there talking about, oh, I really wish what do you mean you wish, and you're a full-grown adult, you're able to do something.
Yes.
Invite your sister for lunch, invite your brother for tea, invite your, go
create the context.
Go play basketball somewhere.
Exactly.
Go create the context, and that's where you start. And this is not even for siblings. It's for everyone.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, so again, there's too much of my big sister onto my big brother, and all that is judgment. It comes from judgment. My big brother is not doing it, and he's the one who's wrong.
And that's all we have for today. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it and you learned something.
I hope you did.
Until next time, bye.